The bridge of the Imperial Dreadnought supremacy fell silent as the sensor readings materialized on the main holographic display. Admiral Zektar's four eyes widened in disbelief, his blue-scaled skin paling to an unhealthy gray. That cannot be accurate," he whispered, his mandibles clicking nervously. "Run the scans again." "I've run them 3 times, Admiral," his sensor officer replied, voice trembling. "The readings are consistent." On the screen, a massive object drifted through the void. Where the Empire's finest warships were sleek, aerodynamic works of art, this monstrosity looked like someone had welded a city to a weapons platform and then decided to add more guns for good measure. "It's ugly," muttered the tactical officer. "How does it even move?" Deep within the human warship Prometheus, Mia Chen floated through the zero-gravity combat information center, her magnetic boots clicking against the deck as she landed near her station. "Leo, you seeing this?" she called out to her partner across the room. Leo Rodriguez grinned from his weapons console, his fingers dancing across holographic controls. 5 Imperial Dreadnoughts, escort cruisers. Looks like they brought the whole parade. He cracked his knuckles. "Think they'll run when they realize what we're packing?" Mia pulled up the ship's specifications on her screen. Where alien vessels relied on energy shields and elegant beam weapons, the Prometheus was humanity's answer to galactic warfare. 2 kilometers of armor plating, redundant systems, and enough kinetic weapons to turn a small moon into gravel. "Admiral, they're not responding to our hails," the communications officer reported aboard the Supremacy. "Their ship just sits there." Zektar straightened his uniform, trying to project confidence he didn't feel. The human vessel was easily twice the size of his dreadnought, and the sensor reading suggested armor thickness that defied reason. Perhaps their technology is primitive. Open fire all batteries. The space between the 2 fleets erupted in brilliant lances of energy. The Imperial ship's plasma beam struck the Prometheus, expecting to see shields flare and fail. Instead, the beams splashed harmlessly against meters-thick ablative armor, leaving only superficial scoring. "What in the 7 hells?" Zektar breathed. Inside the Prometheus, Mia barely felt the impacts. "Hull temperature up by 0.3 degrees, she reported calmly. "No significant damage," Leo laughed. "My turn." The human warship's response was swift and terrifying. Hundreds of ports opened along its hull, revealing railguns, missile tubes, and mass drivers. The Empire had abandoned kinetic weapons centuries ago, considering them primitive. They were about to learn why humanity hadn't. "Incoming projectiles!" screamed the Imperial sensor officer. "Velocity at..." "That's impossible. Nothing can move that fast." The railgun slugs, accelerated to a significant fraction of light speed, tore through the Imperial shields like tissue paper. The first dreadnought simply ceased to exist, vaporized by the kinetic impact. The second lost half its superstructure in an instant. "And that's just the appetizer," Leo muttered, launching a salvo of nuclear-tipped missiles. Admiral Zektar watched in horror as his fleet disintegrated. The humans weren't using exotic energy weapons or dimensional manipulation. They were throwing rocks and explosives, but throwing them very, very hard. "Sir, we need to retreat," his first officer pleaded. But Zektar couldn't move, transfixed by the tactical display. The human ship wasn't just winning. It was demonstrating the Empire's complete obsolescence. Their entire military doctrine, based on energy weapons and shields, was useless against an enemy who had simply decided to build a bigger hammer. Mia monitored the fleeing Imperial ships, ensuring they were truly running and not regrouping. "Leo, hold fire." "Let them go." "You sure?" he asked, finger hovering over the controls for the ship's spinal mass driver, a weapon that could crack a small planet. "They need to spread the word," Mia said softly. "The Empire needs to understand that humanity isn't some primitive species to be conquered." As the battered Imperial survivors limped toward their jump points, Admiral Zektar sent one final transmission to the Empire's high command. "The humans, they don't fight like us. They don't build like us. That ship isn't a warship by our standards. It's a mobile fortress, a sledgehammer in space. They've turned warfare into a simple equation. Mass times acceleration equals victory." Back on the Prometheus, Mia and Leo floated in the observation deck, watching the stars. "Think they'll leave us alone now?" Leo asked. Mia smiled grimly. "They'll think twice at least. The Empire just learned what happens when you threaten humanity." She paused, looking at their reflection in the transparent steel window. Two humans in a ship that had just changed galactic history. We don't build pretty ships. We build ships that win. The Prometheus adjusted its course, heading back to human space. In its wake, debris fields that had once been the pride of the Galactic Empire drifted silently, a testament to humanity's oldest military wisdom. There's no kill like overkill. The Empire would remember this day, the day they learned that humans had looked at the elegant warfare of the galaxy and asked one simple question. But what if we just hit them really, really hard?